I honestly, I keep looking at the Gold Coast Titans and I'm perplexed sometimes at why they aren't doing better. Last year they finished in 14th position.
Lost the first 4.
They got off to a slow start in the competition. They were minus 168. They conceded 656 points, and that's the area where they've got to improve.
They've conceded 50 already.
Well, yeah. But 656 points. They're better than that. Yeah. They are honestly better than that, and they need to improve that part of their game and their mentality. And you'd expect the Des Hasler coach side to do that.
They get Tino back. That's the big one.
Last year, this is the other part. Last year they had over 2,000 games in NRL experience in their roster, so it's not a young roster. It's not an inexperienced roster. This year they drop back a little bit. They actually lose a little bit of experience. They drop back to 2,000, but it's still a healthy number. It's not an inexperienced roster. They've got to settle on their playmakers. They've got to settle on their fullback half 5'8". They're holding on to the Kieran Foran experience part of that when, they've got Brimsons and Keeneys and Campbells and those sort of kids that are sort of bursting to get their time. They've got a strong forward pack. My God, they've got a strong forward pack.
They do have a strong pack, the defensive stats you read out there, I admit they were knocked around pretty badly at times last year, but with that forward pack, they shouldn't be leaking that number of points.
I think it's a really handy roster. I really do. And if it performs to its potential, it's potentially a top 8 side. I've been saying that for a few years now.
I think we all have.
But it just hasn't come to fruition. So whatever it is up there that Des needs to fix, they need to work on it quickly. So that wasn't good on the weekend. No. That wasn't a good sign at all. Now, again, it's only a trial game. I don't read a lot into it. And the Broncos were buzzing. They were ready to but they need to perform better than that, and I'm sure they will this week. But the Titans have got a lot of improving to do if they want to challenge the teams that they're going to play finals football this year. They've got the talent. They just need the system. It's a thing we talk about, system beats talent. You need to have a system and you need to have a structure in your football and a mentality that stands up under pressure. And right at the moment, they've got the flash. They just don't have the fire.
So 2 big ins, if you will. I mentioned Tino will return, having missed all of last year.
Big loss.
And Regan Campbell-Gillard.
Yeah, who's got a little injury at the moment. But so he's not playing in the trials. I don't know if he's ready for the start of the competition. I love Regan Campbell-Gillard as a player, and I think he'll be good for them. I think he'll be good for that forward pack, just to give them some leadership and direction as well. But the Gold Coast Titans, they lost Tanner Boyd, who went across to the Warriors. They lost Aaron Clark, who went across to the Warriors. Isaac Liu went over to Lee. Keenan Palacia's gone to Leeds, and Joe Stimson is unsigned. I believe he's going to go and play in England. But in the player market, it was really only Regan Campbell-Gillard as a major buy. Carter Gordon, who I think is a half, plays in the halves in rugby or something.
He was a fly half. He joined them mid last year.
And Chucky Simpkins from the North Devils, a feeder club up there. But I think they haven't been active in the player market, nor did they have to be with all the players that they've signed. They've got some big money players there. I mean,
they were going to lose for Feeder, and then he changed his mind.
Yeah, Tino, and then Mo Fatawaka, and for Feeder, and
it's a hell of a pack.
Those sort of fellas. It's a good side.
Who would you play? What would your spine be? Bearing in mind, Keeney was their player of the year last year.
Yeah. Me personally?
Yes.
Campbell would be halfback, Foran would be 5'8", and Brimson would be fullback. That's just me.
Okay.
Right, and Keeney can play off the bench and be exciting in that way. But, I think, I don't know what they've done with AJ Brimson. They've played him in the centres a little bit. They've played him at 5. It's kind of been, they've moved him around to accommodate the others, where I think he's the strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I don't see them on a daily basis. The coach does, so you've got to trust his judgment on that. But looking at it, that would be playing against them. That would be the combination I'd least like to play against. Kieran Foran's, obviously his experience, and over the course of the 12 months, I don't know how long Kieran intends to keep playing, whether it's to be his last year. You'd be looking to get every ounce of experience out of him and knowledge and assistance to make sure that going forward, that was your spine, So, they got some really good, and they got another kid there. Young Weaver's a halfback on the rise as well. He's He's a talented kid as well. And they've got some other players there. They've got speed. They've got such speed out wide. It's a good side. Honestly, it's a good roster. They should do better. Hopefully they will, eh?
Mid-table, another one in the log jam, depending on what happens.
It's just one of them ones. They've got to improve their defensive record. You can't be conceding over 600 points in a season and think you're going to get anywhere near finals football. You're just not. You know, that's really what they have to improve. I mean, they don't have any trouble scoring points when they're on a roll, but defending points just hasn't been their thing at the past. But been saying that for a couple of years, haven't we?